Well, welcome everyone to the next alumni rebound session. Here today with Trevor Mann. Excited to have him here talking about his JMU journey. And Trevor, what I thought we would do is, can you start with a quick introduction? Who are you? Where are you from originally? When did you graduate? Your major, all that kind of stuff, and we'll see where the conversation goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to thank you, Dr. Miller, for having me on. Excited to share my experience, and hopefully it brings some wisdom and some excitement for you guys stepping out into the world. It's a great thing. I mean, JMU is a fun place. The real world it's incredibly fun too. You can really do whatever you want with it. But quick introduction on me. Trevor Mann. Grew up in Fredericksburg, Virginia, like most of my life, but always in and around Richmond. So Goochland or like parts of Richmond. I'm actually working in Richmond now. But my time at JMU, I had two majors. One of them was international affairs, had a concentration in comparative politics. And then I had philosophy, which was concentration in interdisciplinary philosophy, aka how to apply philosophy to other concepts and jobs. And then I had a minor in economics. I know it's a mouthful, but I was filling out the degree to the I guess the most extent I could.
Sure.
At my time at JMU, I was involved heavily with my fraternity, Fiji, and I was involved with Students Against Sexual Violence, or SASV. Was able to help connect them with the Greek community and really propel them forward, doing different events with them and raising awareness on their causes on campus. If you're not involved with them or don't know about them specifically, would definitely recommend checking them out. They're doing great work on campus. Yeah. Outside of my fraternity and SASV, I was personally just loved weightlifting and getting out and playing sports. Played some different intramurals throughout my time together at JMU with my fraternity brothers, and then freshman year with my dorm buddies. But yeah, I got involved in a lot of different things, and my time at JMU was a wonderful one. I definitely miss it.
Yeah. Okay. So then that's good background. So can you now tell us what you do now, where you live now, sort of what you're up to nowadays?
Yeah. So nowadays, I guess just for a time frame, I think I forgot to say, I did graduate in December. So I've been living in Richmond ever since and working there. The company I'm with now is Northwestern Mutual. Funny enough, my first week of work over there was my finals week at JMU. So that was that was intense, going from one meeting to the other, and then a final, and then back to another meeting. But it worked out just fine, I'd say. Yeah, I'm over in Richmond and working there. Right now, I'm over in Midlothian, over at my girlfriend's house because I'm not feeling well. But happy to be around Richmond a lot. The city's lively, and I see it opening back up, and it's exciting to see that happen. I can get involved in a lot of different things.
Sure. And then just so we can finish up the logistical part, do you live alone? Do you have roommates? Do you live at home? Sort of what's your living situation?
Right. So I'm currently in looking with one of my fraternity brothers, actually, at a spot over in Richmond. More specifically, like different spots in Scott's Addition or Shockoe Bottom, trying to find a place over there. But in the median, I'm living at home and being able to save a lot of money in that sense. So definitely a good opportunity to have that opportunity to work from home and then live at home and save that money on rent.
Okay. So are you living at home right now?
Yeah, just for now. Been there for a few months, and then, like I said, actively looking for a place down in Richmond.
Sure. And then just because that has come up a few times with other folks, how did that sort of negotiation with family about moving home and all that, how did that all go? And are there additional rules? Are you paying rent? All that kind of stuff.
My parents were very easygoing about it. Um, Happy to help me, I guess, build a strong foundation and build up some savings now that I'm in that full-time job. I know a lot of us didn't get to work or build up a lot of savings throughout our college years. So having that safety net before you jump out is a really good thing to have. So I thank my parents for giving me that opportunity.
Sure.
So they're not making me pay rent or anything. I pay for my own food and take care of things over there. But more often than not, I'm hardly even home anyway. I'm working pretty decent hours. I mean, I'm setting them myself, but I'm choosing to go into the office pretty early, around 8. Usually not wrapping up until 6 or 7, but then I've got the gym on either side of that. So I pretty much just go home and lay down in bed and pass out.
Right.
Do it all over again.
Okay. Well, you and I have talked about this before, but others haven't heard you talk about this. Let's talk a little bit about money, and can you maybe start with, how you manage money? Do you have a budget? How do you sort of plan for that with expenditures, savings, investing, all that? I know this could be a whole session, but give us the
Yeah.
short version of how you do that.
Yeah. Given my position as a financial advisor, working on a team of advisors down there in Richmond, this really could be a long answer, but to say it simply, with my own personal finances, I just kind of break it down philosophically in a 20-60-20 savings plan. So first bit of money I get out of my paycheck, or the amount of money I get for the commission period, 20% of that is going to long-term savings and investing. It's right off the top, no questions asked. That's a non-negotiable. So that allows me to make sure that I'm saving and investing for my future self, and that's setting me up well. So the next 60% is my daily, or I suppose my monthly living expenses. So my necessities, the car, phone, food, to be rent. So all of that is just what I need to live. And then the last 20% of my money that comes in, that's to do whatever I want with. If I want to go out with my buddies and go to one of the breweries downtown, or if I want to get some new gym clothes, or go on a trip, like that's the 20% that I get to spend for fun.
Right.
So I don't run a strict budget because honestly, it's too stressful and more often than not inaccurate. So being able to just break it down in general percentage groups of how I spend my money that's coming in is a lot lower stress, and I think more effective use of how to think about using your money that comes in.
Got it. Okay. So then as you think about getting an apartment and all that, you've already sort of figured out what you feel like you can afford and all that. Do you give yourself, and again, I think this is really helpful for people about to graduate and finish. Do you sort of have a low end, high end, so it's not just a straight number, but sort of options there for, what you might be able to afford?
Yeah, looking at a range is definitely the way to go. And working within that 60% of the money that I want to spend on these like cost of living or lifestyle expenses, working within that ensures that I'm not overpaying on this one piece of the puzzle. And I guess a bit of advice within the realm of that is, before you inflate your lifestyle, if you're not saving and investing long term, you're going to cut into that money right out the jump if you get into an apartment that's too expensive, or you go out and buy that brand new car that you've been having your eye on for a long time. Those things are going to put you really behind financially. So the way that I'm looking at it is budgeting it within a range, like you said, within that 60% of what I'm trying to spend for lifestyle expenses.
Yeah.
So for example, like me and my buddy have different incomes, and proportionally we're going to split the rent up to what makes sense for us. But based off of what I'm bringing in, I won't name numbers here, but looking in Shaco Bottom, I'm looking at paying probably like 1,100 to 1,300 on my portion of the rent, and that's pretty well within the 60% of what I'm bringing in every month.
Right.
So trying to keep that low, but cost effective, but also think about it holistically about what I'm going to gain from being in a certain part of town or a community or around other young, successful people. Thinking of it that way is important as well.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we could do a whole session with you on that, but we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about friendships, friends, staying in touch with them. How have you maintained your friendships from JMU? How have you made new friends? Just how has that, or has it not worked?
Yeah. So starting with how it has worked, just keeping in contact with my friends that I spent the most time with at JMU. I mean, especially my fraternity brothers, that's an easy one. But for those not involved in Greek life, I think it's just about just keeping that constant stream of conversation, making sure that you're checking up on your friends and being involved and trying to go out and do things that you guys enjoyed doing while you were in college, and just sharing those wins with each other as you step into your new careers, and like share that excitement for new steps coming in everybody's lives. I think it's just you got to put that responsibility on yourself to go out and make sure that you're maintaining those relationships and reaching out to people, because I mean it's easy to sit back and be like, oh, I want my friends to reach out to me and express that they want to hang out with me, but everybody's life gets so busy after college. It's not as easy to hang out anymore, and as annoying as it is, you're going to actually have to compare calendars with your friends to to find some time to get together, whether it be like in the evenings after work or on the weekend. Everybody's lives get incredibly busy and go several different directions. So for those people that you want to be in your life for the long run, you definitely have to actively put into that relationship. And then thinking about making new friends, or the challenges of making new friends in the COVID world that we're living in. It's not like we can go out and meet a bunch of new people, like whether it be at social events or like bars, restaurants, or like sports activities. Like everything's kind of still not quite back to where it used to be. So the challenge of that is just trying to find things that you can get connected with new people. And for me, it's just I've been going to several different gyms, like in and around Richmond. One's right next to my office, one's right next to my house, and whatever's convenient, I'll kind of go there. But going out of your way to introduce yourself to just one new person every time you go out somewhere is kind of the way that I've been going about doing it.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's especially hard when you're not out in a group of your friends and you're meeting their mutual friends and like that. But if you're able to and you're comfortable being that level of extroverted, being able to reach out to people and just say hey to somebody new in a situation that you go and do anyway. For me, it's a gym. For you, it may be going out and doing a running group, or going out and joining an adult sports league to stay active and have fun and meet new people. I'm actually looking at doing an adult soccer league over in Richmond soon.
Nice.
But being able to do things like that, I think is the most organic and like possible way to actually go out and meet people in the current environment we're in.
Right. So I feel like this is a no-brainer based on what you've talked about already, but let me just ask the health and well-being question, because I hear from people all the time. It's hard without D-Hall. It's hard without UREC. Sort of, can you talk about your post JMU, sort of still trying to stay healthy and all that, how you managed it?
Yeah, absolutely. I can speak to this well just because I had those habits when I was at JMU, like very strongly, and even before I was at JMU, I've always been one to stay active, played sports my whole life, but thinking about it in a way for somebody that hasn't had that their entire life, or maybe worried about moving into those next steps, um, it- I think the easiest thing to do is just find something that you love to do, whether it be going to the gym or getting outside and biking or hiking. Like, just find something that you truly enjoy and find somebody else that loves to do it too. So whenever you add more people into the picture, it makes it more fun. And if it's a workout and something that you don't particularly want to do one day, having an accountability partner is huge.
Right.
On the diet side of things, take advantage of that at home cooking from mom while you can, and definitely try to get yourself on some sort of idea of how you want to run your diet. My personal idea behind a diet isn't a restrictive one, but rather an inclusive one. And just to explain the difference really quickly, an inclusive is just, you want to focus on parts of your diet that you want to make sure that you include throughout your day. So if you want to make sure that you have some fruits, to be like, all right, I'm going to eat a banana with breakfast and some peanut butter and like some oatmeal. Or if you want to make sure that you're having enough protein to maintain your muscle mass or maybe add to it, you set a protein goal for the day, and you'll map that out based off of different meals that you're eating throughout the day, whether it be a bunch of chicken breast and rice or like a mass gainer shake or something, whatever it is. You just want to have a general idea of the good things that you want within your diet. And I think that's a lot more healthy, both physically and mentally, to do so within your diet planning, because a restrictive diet is the one where you say, I can't have anything sweet. I can't have any alcohol. I can't have any XYZ. That, at that point, you're cutting yourself off from something that may be okay in moderation,
Right.
and it may cause you more trouble, like denying yourself that one Reese cup rather than eating well the entire day, and then saying to yourself like, okay, like I can have one of these just because I want it. It's not going to totally throw off my entire health and well-being.
Right.
So in a very general sense, I think that's the way to go about it, and that's the way I've found, because I've done both. um, that's the style of dieting and personal wellness within the nutrition side of things that I've found most effective.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little called out on the Reese's cup thing. So I'll keep moving. So then last two questions. One, what would be sort of the biggest differences you would say you've identified from JMU to quote unquote real world? Biggest changes, differences, whatever, however you hear that.
Gotcha. Well, I think because you don't have those classes anymore or any sort of specific recommendations or expectations of what you need to accomplish throughout your day. All right, the way to say it more concisely is, at JMU, you know exactly what you need to accomplish every single day. You have somebody telling you what you need to do. You have your professors, you have your coaches, you have your friends telling you what to do every single day. Once you step on the other side, you don't have anybody telling you what to do. You're able to mold and shape your life exactly the way that you want to form it. You get to use your time how you want. You get to spend your money how you want. The direction that you go is entirely up to you, and you don't have anybody else keeping you accountable except for yourself. I mean, people are going to start to depend on you as you get more responsibilities at work and as you start to form a family. However, like when you're first out, it's entirely up to you, and that can be both a freedom and a chain. So it's the way that you look at life and look at the opportunity that you have to make what you can of it.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a true statement too, and it's come up a few different times, but I really like the direction you go after JMU is completely up to you.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know that people recognize that freedom and that responsibility as much as
Yeah,
as they walk out the door.
absolutely. And I think the biggest underlying thing within that is be excited about it. Like this life is yours to live, and you really have the power to manifest whatever you want into your life. It's about what you focus on and work towards daily, and what you want your life to be. It will eventually come to fruition if you persistently work towards it.
Yeah, no, I love it. All right, last question. We have a class of students that's graduating in the next 7 days. The final graduation ceremony is on Sunday. What do you wish someone had said to you? What advice do you have for them? Sort of what sort of words that you might have just shared them, but what other words of wisdom or thoughts do you have for the class of 2021 who's about to walk out the door?
That's a good one. I mean, throughout our conversation, I think I've touched on the different concepts of what it is, but um, I mean, I would really just say it's don't be afraid to go out and try something. Whatever you want to do, attack that goal aggressively, and you won't regret it, because either way the chips fall, you're either going to be absolutely in love with something that you're passionate about doing, or you're going to get the most out of something that isn't exactly what you want to do with your life. And from that, you'll be able to derive skills and lessons that you'll be able to take and move forward with your life. So I think, to say it in the least amount of words possible, be in love with living. And it's about the experience that you develop and that you go through experiencing all of these different points of life. So go out into the world and be in love with the process, be in love with opportunities, be in love with challenges, and be in love with living.
Yeah, I think that's the best way we could ever end. Trevor, I appreciate your time. Thanks for being an active JMU alum. Hopefully we'll see you back on campus and continue to see you helping others as they find their path and find their love of living. So with that, thanks so much for being here with us today, and we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Miller, and class of 2021. Good luck.
Thanks. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too.
Bye.